That was a quick break. We are back already at Autosport International here at the NEC, and next up on the sofa, I'm joined by a good friend, Shane Lynch. Well, Shane, back at Autosport.
So, you intro that as a good friend. That's nice that we have history like that, isn't it?
You want to call me out on it? First time I met you, you can say, barely know my name.
No, we definitely have history.
We have some history,
yes,
a little bit of history.
Yeah. I stole a Christmas tree from you once.
You stole a Christmas tree, you stole our hearts.
I stole your heart.
My dream machine! We got a tree!
We had some good times.
We've had some good times.
We've had some good times, maybe some again, but you have been developing over the years. Automotive is your kind of passion in the background behind the showbiz stuff, right? And Assetti's the latest thing.
Yeah, Assetti Performance.
So you're here talking about that with people at Autosport?
Not particularly,
No?
to be honest. You know, I think over the years of my background of motorsport history, etc., I wouldn't even say music was the leading purpose of my existence in life. It's probably what most people know me for, but what runs through my veins is motorsport and cars. And, you know, before music, I was a car mechanic. I served with my dad. He built hot rods, raced cars, all that kind of stuff. And I'm, you know, a protege of that.
Right.
I fell into music, fell out of bed, fell into music, did this little band called Boyzone.
I've heard of it.
For a few years.
Yeah.
And then kind of late 90s, 99, I ended up coming to the Autosport show as a guest for the first time. And look, I don't know how long it's going, this show, but I've been coming here a long time. And I got invited to do a celebrity drive in the live action arena. And I was like, yeah, cool, that sounds good to me, a little celebrity drive. And what that turned out to be was, and I expected myself, and I don't know if you remember Tim Vincent or Pat Sharp. Or, yeah, exactly.
Pat Sharp?
Yeah, you know.
He was a radio DJ with the mullet.
That's correct, Paddy Sharpen, as I call him. So I was expecting those caliber of people, because let's call them entertainers, as I was an entertainer back then. But no, you had John Cleland, which is a touring car driver. You had Alain McNeish, 24 Le Mans driver. You had Alistair McRae. Like, you had pretty much world champions. And this guy here, right, called Shane Lynch. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of mad. And they're like, look, tell you what we're going to do. We'll put you at the back of the grid in this little race we're going to do. It was in Caterham Sevens. And I'm a rear-wheel drive, what would you say? I was going to say fanatic there, but I'm skilled in rear-wheel drive and have been from a kid. My first kind of rear-wheel drive was an AE86 twin cam Corolla. And that's kind of where I learned my trade in cars, age 17. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So they put me at the back of the grid. Cut a long story short, I came third in the race. And that day, I got brought over to Ford Motorsports and pretty much signed a contract.
Seriously?
Yeah, signed a contract for they had just brought out the Ford KA.
Yep.
So it was as a little rally car they were doing. And they said, look, do you want to do a Ford KA championship? And I kind of started on that trajectory, but rallying wasn't quite for me, and neither was front wheel drive. So I kind of learned a bit of stripes there. Also put a lot of stripes down the car and on the roof. And on the, so, you know, it was that kind of thing.
So it was a bit expensive for Ford.
It was a little scratched here and there. And then I decided, right, rallying's just not for me. And I found my way into circuits through Ginetta's, actually.
Right.
Ginetta Championship as a junior in about the year 2000. And then from there went into British GTs, went into Britcar, went into Laddie La, and ended up in, I suppose, 10 years of my last career of motorsport, 10 years of drifting, really, with Jap Speed. So I think what my veins is not full of blood, it's more full of fuel and fueled by that, you know what I'm saying? So that's, my heritage is motorsport.
Yeah. So the equivalent, say the success that you've had in show business.
Yeah.
But you would have, what would have been the equivalent level of motorsport where you would have been, okay, I've made it? I'm not saying, we're talking to Shane Lynch, failed racing driver. But like, what would be the equivalent? What would have been the ultimate for you?
I think once I say turn pro. What does that mean? I guess when you start getting paid for driving, you turn pro, right?
You get some free stuff.
So you get free stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I did a lot of great ventures in motorsport, like Porsche Germany flew out to kind of test in there. Porsche Cup car, and then I went and raced one of the support races for Formula One, Silverstone, and like some really nice highlights. You've got the Empire Trophy, which we won, which is a prestige trophy again from Silverstone, and you got the proper boys on there like Mansell and all them boys are all on this Empire Trophy plaque.
Yeah.
And so am I. So I'm kind of next to a lot of legends and heritage, but never went on to be that big name in motorsport. But equally enough, as a passion, I definitely excelled through the passion of it all and made a career of it. And really, I suppose, between music and motorsport, a lot of people, and the shows that I've done on TV, from discovery shows to building cars to doing, the kind of legacy of motorsport and music for me, a lot of people, I don't know when they stop me in the street to say hi, whether it's music related or motorsport related. Initially, it kind of splits the audience, to be honest. So I think I've done okay on both fields.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. We saw you walking around the show with Matt from Assetti, who you're here with. He was saying it takes a long time to get anywhere with you. Like, it's constant.
Yeah,
stopping. And
it is, and again, I think especially somewhere like this, I don't know whether I'm getting stopped for motorsport or music. And I've known so many people for over these years, like through different levels of motorsport, different things I've tried, different companies I've been with, different sponsorships, different, and I think it's a lovely place for me to come to. It'll always, only for half a day or maybe one day, never for the weekend, because I can't take it that much. Do my head in. But I think to initially come, see faces from my past, which I've really loved. Yeah. So it's always a great, great show. Autosport show is one of my heritage shows as a fan and as a participant.
Yeah. I think you've done it the right way around, actually. I was thinking as you were talking, it's more palatable potentially for a musician to have a go with motorsport than a racing driver to start releasing singles.
I think it probably is. However, I did hear rumors, and I know studio-based guys, engineers, songwriters, that Lewis has been in the studio. So, back in the day, he might have the crossover.
Could be.
The forced crossover.
Could be. That'd be good. That would be very good. I guess, I don't know if you've been over to the live action arena. Obviously, Terry Grant, that's kind of his hall of
domain.
His domain.
Terry.
Yeah. All your monster friends as well. And we have some Ken Block cars here. And obviously, very saddened recently by the passing of the good man.
God rest.
I guess you spent a few events having fun with him over the years.
Yeah, Ken, an amazing guy. And for me, he changed the world of motorsport in terms of, like, your fanatics are your fanatics and your fans are your fans to do with drivers and Formula One, etc. And if you're really into motorsport. But I think he took it into the living rooms or the front rooms of people who weren't necessarily into cars by the gymkhana stuff he was doing and the videos, and but people who like cars, whatever, were not into motorsport. He kind of changed that whole remit and really brought it to the forefront. And he done amazing things, absolutely amazing things as a driver, but I mean for the industry, as an industry guy, what a legacy, and his empire that he built throughout the whole hoonigan stuff. And what a man, and definite massive loss. I've spent good times with Ken in the gymkhana grid over the last 10 years, I think, probably 10 years of stuff. And he was a great guy, very positive, very always forthcoming in what's next, and just always looking to how we can scale up. And you see the first gymkhana stuff and you think, wow, how can you get better? And he does. He gets better and better and better, and it just goes all the way to just limitless stuff. Incredible man. Salute to him.
Absolutely. Opened so many doors for so many people. And actually, another crossover there. Crossovers are quite good, actually, aren't they? Going from himself in fashion and design into automotive and bringing those ideas. Those ideas of what's cool, what's going to bring more people, open more doors, and create a new industry for people.
Yeah, he was a creative, and and luckily he had the operation and the backing of massive companies like Monster Energy to bring that into our living rooms, and bring it into the visuals of people and blew their minds.
How's the car collection? I know you have a bit of a habit of collecting cars over the years. Is it growing, or have you managed to settle down? Or
fair question.
What's the fleet looking like these days?
So I've scaled down.
Okay.
Getting ready to scale up.
Oh.
So that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what I do. So I have a multitude of machines and
in various states of repair.
Correct. In various states of gravity-based and various states of build and various states of whatever you want to call it, imagination. Mm-hmm. And then what happens is they're all out in different garages getting built. And somehow they all come home at once. And then I panic. I panic and go, oh my God, I've got way too much stuff here. So I start selling. And then I go, where's all my cars gone? And then I kind of go, oh no, why did I sell that? Why did I sell that? Why did I sell that? But I know we can't keep them all, but I genuinely, my heart does be broken when they leave. I have a real love relationship with the machines I build, because you know what? They're my imagination, a creation, and when I see them in the flesh, it's like Bagsy's truck here.
Yeah.
Bagsy's, I can't wait for him to be finished with that. I know it's not my creation, but that's definitely going to be in my collection. That is my truck.
Really?
Bagsy's truck is my truck.
Wow.
Just I've told this since the first grinder he took to it. I said, that's mine. And that's it. So I'm waiting for him to be finished.
Because in terms of trucks, you're more of an American truck guy, right? Would that be fair to say? And this is obviously a Nissan, but then again, you've got the Japanese on the drift side of things.
No, I'm okay with all sorts of things. I mean, the only reason I like an American version of the trucks is scale. It's just how big they are, and a V8. That's, but there's a V8 sat right there in Nissan, so I'm okay, you know what I mean?
Best of both worlds.
So I think I just like different stuff. I don't like to pull up a set of traffic lights and anyone's driving the same machine as me. Mine always has to be slightly crazy, slightly nuts. I was discussing with one of the boys from Assetti, Matt over there, just saying, as a development moving forward, Ken had the Hoonigan stuff, so I'm bringing out Shanegins. So Shanegins is a brand that I'm bringing forward that I can claim as a I think I have a good connection there with the whole Irish thing. Me being Shanegins, let's make a little crazy, kind of put something to them, like my Rolls Royce builds and my this builds. What are they? They're Shanegins builds. So this is what's coming next.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Because we spent many hours in the Shanegins bar.
You have.
So we know we've been introduced to the brand at that level.
Yes.
The seeds of the brand.
So the seeds of the brand were planted, and I'm just scaling up in business ideas now.
Okay. Okay. And funding that with very exciting projects and businesses like Assetti.
Yeah, Assetti Performance, right? So we're Northwest based. And we are a performance center to, let's call it all the upgrades. Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis. Let's make them louder. Let's make them faster. Let's make them stop better. And then, without a doubt, we've established our clientele, let's call it, which are some great customers who are more into perfectionist stuff. So their cars will leave main dealers from Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, come straight to us before the plates go on it. We paint, protect, film on there, which we work very closely with XBEL.
Yep.
And I think for people who don't know what PPF is, it's a clear film that goes over your paint. It's not a car wrapping thing, it's not anything like that. But that has got so popular and it is so amazing as a product that when we initially opened Assetti Performance, we had lots of different avenues we're still scaling into, but PPF, paint protected film, is just one of, God bless you, one of the things that is just taken off massively for us. So within that, we will get into more serious builds within under the brand of Assetti and the brand as Shanegins.
I heard that people come to you with their new Porsche or their new Lamborghini or whatever, and you actually, a bit of your creativity helps them unlock, like, how can I be different to the next guy with the...
Yes.
What can I do?
I think, which is nice that...
Maybe not as Shanegins as... They don't want to go too crazy.
No, a lot of people don't want to go that far, right? A lot of people don't understand the vision. I think, no, it's nice when the clients come in and they know what they want-ish, but they don't know how far they can go. And to give kind of creative influence and for that to be received well, that gets my blood flowing. It really does, because I love creative. I love making things. I love having projects, hence why I have so many of them myself. And if I can offload that on somebody else, it saves me a lot of pain too. You know what I mean? And I think that was one of the reasons I opened the shop. I can't buy all the cars I love. I can't house all the cars I love. So I see them every day through other clients, and I'm receiving great joy from that.
That's really nice. They're like your babies out there.
Yeah,
creations.
exactly.
It's not just a brand for the extremely wealthy people with extremely fancy cars, because you have the car meets we see on social, and it's people can come and check out the cars on your open days and stuff like that, right?
Yes, I think this last 3 months or so, heading into 2023, we've seen a change in exactly what you just said. It's not necessarily the big money people with the big branded cars. We're actually getting a lot of crossover stuff, a lot of middle of the range Teslas and stuff, and people are starting to want to do stuff with them. And we're the world of PPF is expensive in people's minds, and that's why the high-end cars are kind of coming in, and that's what you see. However, people are understanding the value now of protecting that car, and we're starting to see a little bit more higher end of the mid brands, but nonetheless people are taking pride in what they have. And I think one of the reasons for that also is the motor industry is in not a tricky place, but it's in a interesting place of availability of cars. So people find it hard to get the machines they want, so they're holding on to what they have. So they hold on to what you have, now you got to make it the best thing you have. So they're which is good for us, because we like that, and that's the business we're in. We're interested in people holding on to what they have, spending a little bit of money on that car, what they have, and holding its value, and so we're good. We're good to see all that. We love that.
You talked about PPF, just to understand exactly what it can do. I've seen you've released clips where you've got a Porsche and you're just dragging a key over the paint, or a coin, or whatever.
It's an amazing film. It's American invented, let's call it, or that's where its heritage is. And it's a clear film that goes over your car or your paint, and it's like a gel based. So if you get a wire brush or a pen or a key or anything and scratch it on there, it's to do with heat. So the heat actually heals the gel. So it's the most incredible thing when you actually see it. And seeing is believing. And we get a lot of these guys who are track day in their cars, and to get pebble dashed and do all that kind of stuff, it costs a lot of money to repaint this stuff. So the film peels off, peels back on. It's still expensive, don't get me wrong, but there's levels of how much you PPF your car, from a bonnet to the front bumper to a couple of mirrors to the full side door to the whole car. There's levels on everything you can go to. It depends on what you want to do. Even to headlights and stuff like that, So it's as a knowledgeable based film, and what people have heard of car wrapping before, with more basic color changes. This is not car wrapping. It's a completely different art, different style, different skill set, and I got to say it's amazing. It really is amazing, and we're proud. We're proud to kind of be leading the Northwest in that.
And you're helping people enjoy their cars. People who've got a really good car, like, they're not meant to be kept in a showroom or in a nice garage and just nobody touch, just look, you can go and actually, you said a track day, you could literally enjoy it and not worry and baby it around because maybe it's going to get a bit of damage.
It's half and half, isn't it? I think there's a lot of guys out there who love their cars, buy them and shelf them. And there's a lot of people who love them, buy them, and not destroy them, but certainly drive them. And this gives you that little bit of leeway. And I think there's a lot of companies out there doing, like manufacturers that is, are doing very one-off color-based paints. And you want to hold on to that, because we've had a few cars in to match that one-off color base is not impossible, but it's always a problem match. And we're trying to alleviate the pain of that moving forward. And especially with the heritage stuff too. Like an original paint job, 30 years old, 40 years old, like, is worth a lot of money on the resale market. So if you can protect that till its bitter end, then you're gonna see the value in that.
You must be pleased, I assume. Like, you started the brand around kind of COVID times and you launched it, and times are tough for people, but from what we see, it seems to be growing and growing and growing, Assetti.
Yes, I think times are tough in the mind for a lot of people, in a scaremongering sense of reality. And when we sit and go through those last couple of months of scaremongering and go, actually, it ain't that bad, lads. Now, I'm not saying it ain't that bad for everybody. There's people in problematic situations. I do get that. But I think I'm a business owner of multiple businesses, from shoes to transport to nutrition to motorsport and I employ a lot of people. So as an employer, I've also been scaremongered and then realized, thankfully, it ain't as bad as what they said it is. So look, we're in a position that Assetti and Assetti Performance as a car, we are in an industry where it's people's second cars. It's not necessarily their first driver car. They're car collectors. They're people who have done well in life, matured in life, and decided to buy their dream cars and that kind of stuff. We deal with a lot of clients like that. But that's why I think where your Nissans, your BMWs, your Mercedes, all that kind of stuff, the higher end of that are coming in now to protect what they have. It's not necessarily your Porsches, your Ferraris, your Lamborghinis, and I think we are a brand who can cater for a lot of people out there.
Exciting times.
Exciting times.
Would it be fair to say that while you're kind of doing this, having a bit of fun with the cars and stuff, your good lady wife's doing the real work, becoming a reality TV star and all that kind of stuff? How is that? How's things going?
The real unreal work. Is that what it is? You know what? I've retired in that field.
I heard this.
Yeah, I retired because I don't know, I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I'm 30 years on telly. You know what I mean? 30 years in the industry, the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
From music to TV shows to whatever that is. And I've done enough. I've really done enough. And I think what I'm interested in, like, this style of interview is more palatable for me than trying to do a reality show, trying to win Strictly Come Dancing again.
We are going to talk about this. I'm not ignoring it.
Your Big Brothers, your all that kind of other stuff that I've done in life. I mean, they're great at time, right? They're great, but I'm over it. I'm so over television. The only time you'll see me on TV now is my wife does a show called Cheshire Housewives.
Yep.
And I do that because I love her. And
she lets you buy all these cars, because she loves you,
and I'll go and scream for that. No, you know what it is. It's. I think it's more family based, that show. She goes out, she has fun with her girls, champagne, caviar for everyone, and she's having a great time, and that's great.
Is it fun?
It
quite? Because I said real work. I feel like it probably is quite hard work because it's entertainment.
You know, if you want to get one of the best gigs in the world, how I see it is something like a Cheshire Housewives. You're not coming home to learn a script and learn lines. It's not like your EastEnders and your Coronation Streets and all that. Like that's going in, learning lines, doing the thing, shooting a gig, going off, coming home, learning lines, going in next day. Yeah. They're genuinely out there having natural conversations about whatever that is. It's been filmed. You come home. That's it. And then you go to when I say called work, you go and you eat some beautiful dinners and you go to the spa and they drink champagne and it's whatever their clique is in and what happens in their lives and what happens in it. It's real. It's genuinely, it's a real thing. And so when I say there's no effort made, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's a natural thing. Yeah. It's a natural way of life that's just filmed, and that's the gig that I'm happily to do because I have nothing to learn. I've nothing, there's no involvement. You just be yourself. And that's kind of easy.
I suppose.
That's why I participate.
So I heard you won Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah, I did. Did I mention that?
It was... Yeah. It was floated past me at one point, and it stuck with me.
Yeah.
I'm having so much good time,
Yeah, that's a great achievement.
Great achievement. Well, okay, I'll be honest. If there's any Strictly fans out there, of course, you've never seen me on the Strictly Come Dancing. Well, you did actually. I did. It was like I think it's at some point in the year they do, I could have been for Red Nose Day, I can't remember what it was for, but it's a charity-based, strictly thing. We go on the live broadcast, and it was only me, Ronan, Mikey and Keith against each other.
Right.
But we danced with the Strictly girls, and we spent a week's rehearsals, and actually, funny enough, that's one of the reasons why you will never see me on that show, because I spent a week's rehearsals for a 5-minute thing on, and oh my gosh, them girls put you through your pace. I was a broken man in 1 week. Forget doing 4 months of that.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely forget it. You're mental.
Is it because you're the best in shape out of the lads, or is it because of the competitive nature that's like within you from motorsport?
Both.
It's
definitely both.
You're the best shape of the guys.
Best looking, most competitive, most skilled. Yeah, I've got it all.
Have you seen the other Boyzone member, Colin Farrell?
Oh yes.
Have you seen his latest film, Banshees of Inisherin?
No.
Yeah, you should watch it.
For those who don't know, obviously Colin Farrell was not in Boyzone originally.
I just came to kick your door in and give you a slagging.
But he was an original guy who auditioned.
Yeah.
He auditioned. I know Colin since back in the not quite late 80s. Yeah, late 80s actually. I know Colin. And Dublin was a very small town-ish, but when you're in that heading for entertainment scenario, it's not a great scale of people trying to do that. And Colin was a great line dancer. He was probably the head of line dancing back in the day. He was good. That boy could kick them boots, man. He was some cowboy kicking, hat wearing guy. He was good. I could never match him in the line dancing scenario. However, he didn't quite make the cut of Boyzone. I say unfortunately for him, lucky for him. But yeah, he's a real nice guy.
Yeah, well, it's a great film. You should watch it. It's with Donald Gleeson. Obviously, they're in Fargo. No, they weren't in Fargo. They were in Bruges.
Is it in Bruges?
Yes.
Great movie.
It starts out a bit like Father Ted, like really like fun, and gets dark.
Oh, really?
Really dark. Yeah, don't watch it with a hangover.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of them. Shane, it's been amazing to have you on. Have you got time?
Yes.
You
love a quick fire, don't you?
A quick lightning round.
I remember this relationship now. It's called coming back to me.
Yeah, you remember why we haven't worked together for so long, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Quick fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
How fast do I have to answer?
Just the first thing that comes into your head. First thing that comes into your head.
Just
we'll start off easy.
Relaxed,
okay. What did you drive here?
What did I drive here?
Yeah.
In a Assetti Mercedes X-Class.
Okay, nice. Top Gear or Grand Tour?
There's a massive stall on that one there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was a massive stall. That had
I don't watch either of them.
I actually drew a blank and I had to go, what are they? Well, they had car shows, isn't they?
Yeah.
The car shows those guys do. I think, you know what, Top Gear now. Mm-hmm. Top Gear now. It wasn't Top Gear back then, funny enough. I kind of avoided it as a car guy. I don't know why. I do actually. And, no, I'm going to be truthful here, actually.
Jeremy.
I know this
Jeremy, isn't it?
This was meant to be quick fire story.
Yeah, no, it's good.
But actually, I'm going to
good.
tell you a story. Me and the Boyzone boys were doing a BBC show. I can't remember what it was, but we came into a dressing room area where Jeremy Clarkson was, and he was the most ignorant that I ever met, and I'll never watch his show. I was so childish about it, but I did. I never watched Top Gear because of it.
Wow.
But you know, we all have bad days. Unfortunately, Jeremy, every day is a bad day, and
so he's in real life. Yeah, how you would expect.
I think so. Yeah, and what I've learned, as you know, I was immature back then. So as a mature man now, I kind of don't turn over as quick as I used to when I default by landing on Top Gear. But nowadays, the boys, Freddie and the boys, are doing amazing. I actually think they're doing a great job. Great takeover. It certainly took a while, but it is a good takeover. Congratulations, Top Gear. So back to the quick fire round. Top Gear.
Top Gear. When was the last time you used a map?
A what?
Exactly. A map.
A what?
Yeah, like a paper map.
The only thing we car map a lot of cars in a city, you know what I mean?
No.
So you can bring it in. We'll tune that. We'll give you a map.
Ordnance survey.
Yeah, you know? Ordnance survey. Oh, the last time I went orienteering.
Yeah, with a compass.
About 11 years old, I think it was. It was a school project. I remember it. It was back in Kerry, and yeah, it was good. It was fun.
Okay.
Like find stuff and all, and cross off this thing on a map.
German or Japanese?
Oh, I'm torn.
Really?
Yeah, I am. Because of heritage. my Japanese entry into the world of car loving, my twin cam Corolla, my A86, like that is it's tattooed on my body. You know what I'm saying? But my love in later life for Mercedes and BMW and stuff. So it's an equal balance of love memories and nowadays 63s.
Okay, so 50-50. So is it the same go for food? Sushi or schnitzel?
Sushi.
Sushi
What's
every
snoochie?
time. Snoochie.
What's a smoochie? Sushi.
Sushi.
Or?
Schnitzel.
Oh, schnitzel.
Yeah, you know.
Sushi all day
Sushi
long.
all day.
Yeah.
Drag race or bake-off?
Drag race?
Or bake-off?
Oh, bake-off, man. I tried to wear a dress once, like them drag race things. See them heels, I fell over in that heel, my ankle went, and that done me in altogether. In fact, it's on telly somewhere. I dressed as Posh Spice, that's what it was.
Really?
Me and the Boys on Boys, again, we all dressed up as Spice Girls on Live and Kickin', which is a show back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And the girls were in the studio, the Wannabe song had just come out, and the TV thought it'd be a great idea if we came on stage and did it first, before they did. And we did. We actually did that. So I was Posh Spice once, pair of heels, lovely little Gucci number I was wearing, hairy chest. I looked good-ish, but no, definitely the other one.
Two more, just and then we're done.
That's okay. I know, again, sorry to divert on such quick-fire rounds, but...
No, this is better value.
Okay.
Because you're doing more work than me, so it's good.
Great.
How many attempts did it take to pass your driving test?
Once.
Serious?
The day of my 17th birthday.
The day?
The day I turned 17.
Okay, so you had some lessons prior?
Well, I was driving a long time in terms of I worked for my dad, so as a car mechanic, I was always driving cars in and out, or putting up on ramps. So at the age of 15, I was driving, and obviously early level of racing stuff and beach scenario, and yeah, I was driving from an early kid. So 17, that day, July 3rd, Dublin, certificate, never looked back.
Wow, never looked back. It's been cars ever since.
Yeah.
Favourite service station?
Whoa.
There's some really good
Knutsford.
ones and some really bad ones. Knutsford. Yeah.
Only because you can't. I have a bar called D13.
I was going to ask you about Nathan actually, because I miss Nathan.
Right. So I have a bar D13 in Knutsford called D13, and you can get, rather than going all the way around to get onto the motorway from its official entry, you can cut through the services onto the motorway. Yeah, so it saves you 10 minutes off your journey. So Knutsford services rules.
Are you supposed to do that?
You're not supposed to do that.
Okay, there's a life hack. A Knutsford life hack.
Your Knutsford life hack.
How is Nathan? I really miss... so D13 is run by a very lovely man called Nathan
Gerhold.
Is it Run? Gerhold.
Yes, he turns up sometimes as well as me.
Yeah.
Do you know what? In fairness to Nathan, he's been on the scene for a while. He was a stunt driver for Fast and Furious. He's a stunt driver for a lot of things around the world and films and stuff. I think his latest film was one with Tom Cruise and stuff. He's heading out on Monday at least he spoke to him before coming in here. He's heading out on Monday to go to and film something else for someone. So he's around, he's doing his thing, he's driving his cars, pulling the handbrake, doing all that stuff as usual, wearing wigs to look like the other people, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So he would like drag race, actually. He's more drag race than...
Shane, it's been amazing to have you on.
As always.
Where can people go and find Assetti? Do they just turn up, or do they go on the socials, or what's the best thing to do?
We're Cheshire-based. Cheshire-based, Northwest, just by Cheshire Oaks. Hit us up if you want anything doing, anything spectacular, anything immaculate, if that's a word.
Come on, let Shane pimp your ride. Is that a bit of an old-fashioned reference, isn't it?
Well, I can do that too.
Could do that.
I don't know what you get, but I can do that.
And Shenanigans, watch this space.
Shenanigans, we're coming for you.
I can't wait. Thanks, Shane.